So this may not actually be the perfect lighting. This might be a little bit better. I have a ring light, but I'm using my tablet again. I like it. I like it, and I consider it to be a gift from a relative. This is a bit better, right? Oh. I came on here earlier and I shared a whole bunch of the business. And I unpacked a lot. And it's something that I think is important to talk about. When you're under stress, actual stress, perceived stress, your body reduces a lot of cortisol. It goes into a fight or flight mode so that you can get out of whatever the sense of danger is. Excuse me while I eat these blueberries. When your body produces extreme amounts of cortisol, I think it's cortisone or cortisol, don't quote me on what it is, but whatever that hormone that it produces, that adrenaline, it's a combination of hormones that your body produces when it goes into extreme stress. Now, some individuals have adapted and are living like that, but that's not a normal way to live. It affects all of your bodily functions, and it also affects your immune system. Now, I didn't go anywhere. I did step out, as I explained earlier. I stood in the bus stop, which was outside, and then I came back into my home. However, the loved one had wet places. They were all over the place. So I don't know what germ they brought into the vicinity. I do know that had I not allowed myself, look at that, to I guess get upset, had I not allowed myself to, excuse me, or even allow them in their current state to come into my close vicinity, I probably wouldn't be sniffling now. But by the graces, again, I take responsibility because I opened up, but I also recognized and learned from past experiences. And forgive my shirt, it's all messy, right? I recognized that I had to learn. I had to learn, right? I just had to learn from the past experiences. So I'm gonna pack my body with these antioxidants. I have everything I need. Drink plenty of fluids. Make sure I get enough rest. And even though my body may have temporarily went into a very stressful mode, I was definitely in the fight or flight mode. And I definitely, all of those fight and flight hormones were circulating through my body earlier. And yeah, I had to recalibrate myself. And the best way to actually recalibrate yourself in that type of situation is to take a nap. And that's what I did. And I woke up from the nap, and this is how I was feeling. Sniffle, 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 sniffle. I'm like, I didn't even go nowhere. What the hell am I sniffling from? And then I realized, oh, I know the biomechanics of the body. Oh, I know I was under extreme stress. Oh. So it's not a decision that is because I'm not compassionate for the person. It's not a decision because I don't love the person, because I clearly love them. Like, that's clear. But this decision is based on me loving me taking care of me being protective over me, and not allowing myself to be around them and allowing them to win their battle because it's their battle, and reminding them that it's their battle. So I don't want to talk too much about it because I talked a lot about it earlier, and I have a standpoint. There was conversation between us since then. Um, in the middle of my last live, you can see that they were knocking at the door, this, that, and the other. So when I got off the live, I will update you guys. When I got off the live, I had a whole bunch of messages. Oh, I left my bank card there. I left this there. I left that there. Come to find out, none of that stuff they left here. It was only a piece of paper that they left here. They have their bank card. They have the card where their money comes to. So they were just trying to get access back into this space. And I was like, after you threatened me, no way. They was like, well, I apologize for that. I was like, okay, I forgive you, but I'm still not going to allow you right into my intimate space. Like, I'm looking over to the side because I literally set up additional security cameras. Now this one's giving me a little issue, but I have a front door camera. This is an inside camera. I have set up these cameras. Well, I set up the front door camera. This one I need some help with, so I reached out to tech. But I ain't playing. You can't threaten me and think that I'm not gonna walk around stressed or any of that. But no way. And then they proceeded to tell me that I was wrong because if I decide not to give them their ID, which I don't have, but it's supposed to be being mailed to a mailbox, and I don't give them that, it's my fault because they need that to go to school. Again, this is somebody turning 25. This is somebody who had all their documents and was able to go and to the DMV and do this themselves. But they didn't do that. Over the last 7 years, they didn't do that. So I said, no. I'm not going to put that on me. I'm not going to carry that. You made a decision. And you can still get your education. Like, you can still get your education. Don't dump and blame and take your frustrations out on me. Because you can still get your education. You may not be able to go that route, but there's so many different routes. If you're serious about getting your education and you are serious about yourself and your life, you're gonna figure it out. You are absolutely gonna figure it out. It's people that get their GEDs at 50, 60 years old. I'm not saying that you gotta stay dealing with that issue that long. But if you are serious about your education, I can't stop you because I won't drop everything I'm doing to make sure that you have this in a week time. When day before yesterday, you decided that you wanted to do drugs and you wasn't even thinking about school or anything. After we had a whole conversation a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago, about how important it is because you're very close and you couldn't afford to take that risk. So it wasn't like the person didn't know. But anyway, I talked about this earlier. I released it. I love them. God is present in us all. So I pray that they become aware of the God presence within them and they make choices. But I had to separate myself. Not the first time I separated myself, but I have to separate myself, because they were going to play with me if I didn't. They were going to play with my emotions. They were going to try to manipulate me, whether they were doing it intentionally or unintentionally. They were not going to stop, I saw, because they refused to take accountability. They refused to say, I'm wrong. The apology was empty. The apology was just a way to get close, to get what they wanted from me. The apology wasn't like humble, like, Dag, I fucked up, I'm so sorry. Like, they don't feel like that. They're like, it's out of my system in 3 days. It's a big deal. They're going to piss test me for Job Corps, so what? And that was the attitude they had with me. And then they went to an actual rehab. They went there, like they physically went there. I guess that was their efforts. And again, it was like they didn't really want to take accountability. This rehab told them, You sure? You could come, sure, we have bed. But you have to take psych meds. These are professionals. They said that he has to take psych meds. I said, he let me know this. I said, okay, well, lithium, which is a natural, I don't know what to call it, but it's not something that is unnatural. It's not synthetic, right? It's a natural drug. I said, lithium seems to work well with you, so why don't you talk with them and let them know that you'll take lithium? And he's like, oh, I went there, but they told me the diagnosis was something else. And I said, well, have them do a reevaluation. Oh, I'm already on the bus, and so I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do what I want to do. That's it. That's really what it boils down to. You're gonna do what you want to do anyway. So you could act like you're trying to take my suggestion by doing what I said for a moment, but because you really don't want to do it, you ain't gonna stick with it. You ain't gonna follow through with it. And if these individuals, these professionals refuse, they are trained and they deal with people who have addiction issues. Okay? That's the name of the organization is. If they didn't even refuse you, they just said there's a condition. And you were not willing to meet their condition. You were not willing to speak up and say, listen, reevaluate me. Start me here. You didn't communicate any of that. You just sat there, let them dictate to you, refuse what they dictate, and walk away. You already know what you wanted to do. And he called me a couple of hours, or contacted me on Facebook a couple of hours afterwards. It was like, do you want French fries? I was like, you got me all the way fucked up. You got me all, do I want French fries? What? And I lost it for a moment. I lost it for a moment again. And I was like, what kind of fucking, listen here. I'm not those people in the street. I'm not those people that you can manipulate with a gift or with a something that seems to be endearing. Something I enjoy, French fries. French fries. What I want is to see you be healthy, happy, and whole. I want no damn French fries. I want to see you healthy, happy, and whole. That's what I want. You healthy, happy, and whole. But I went off because I'm like, oh, you trying to play me. Trying to play me like I'm a sucker. And I went off. And they're like, what are you talking about? I ain't trying to play you, and I can hear their background. They sent me a voice message and I can hear their background. And that just added fuel to the fire. I was like, I told you, I made suggestions. Go to SGI. The SGI is a cultural center. It's part of LINKTREE. I might be saying it wrong. LINKTREE Buddhism. We went there together. He said he resonated with it. I asked him, like, how do you feel? I was like, do this, you gotta do this. I'm not that type of person. I'm too free. I'm too free to want to put anybody in bondage. So I want you to be free. So try this. This is healthy. This is good. But there's a whole bunch of stuff. So, but try this. It's easy to get to. How you feel about it? Oh, I feel good about it. Oh, how does it resonate with you? Oh, I like it. Okay, well then now you know you have another option. You have a positive outlet. You have a positive option. I asked him, talk to your biological dad. Oh, I blocked him because he disrespected my brother. You blocked your biological father because he's disrespecting your brother? And I just went off. I'm like, yo, this is some fuckboy shit. You've been around fuckboys and bitch ass niggas too fucking long. And you need to get around some real men. So go find you a real man to talk to right now. And get away and stop. You want people that's just going to be like, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, it's good. It's all good. Nah, it ain't all good. It ain't all good. Because you don't have no excuse. You could make it seem, you could talk to somebody who wasn't around and be like, yeah, I just fucked up and she just made a big deal about it. Like, that was your only fuck up. Just because you say you fucked up is not you taking accountability. Because we had a whole conversation before the fuck up. For the last fuck up was just a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, I'm keeping a timeline. I'm keeping a whole timeline. Excuse me while I get some more tissue. I'm keeping a timeline because show me what you're telling me. You can't show me what you're telling me. Love you. Got to go get this together. You'll get it together. You'll absolutely get it together. That I know. Because I really feel sincerely God has a purpose for them. And God is going to, and I'm not talking about somebody sitting in the sky, I'm talking about their divinity. It has a purpose. They are a good soul. And they just have to recognize it and position themselves. And they have the information. It's not my responsibility to grow it. They are grown already. I planted the seeds. I nurtured the seeds. I must release now. So that's what I've done. It wasn't easy, but it's because it took years. I've been releasing for the last 3 years. We're 2024. I've been releasing since 2021. Okay, and that is the all absolute truth. Other news. They ain't none of my business, but they have made it the world's business, so I'm gonna put my 2 cents in it. When people look at things, first of all, we look at things from our own perspectives. So it's based on the wisdom we have, it's based on the experience we have. It's gonna be filtered. Everything's gonna be filtered through the person who's perceiving what they are perceiving. And so I have shared my perception on Monique's issue with her eldest son. And again, as I stated before on previous episodes, I don't know any of them personally, but I can recognize that certain energy and that certain spirit because it's recognizable, because I've been exposed to it for a long time. For being close to a loved one, I've been exposed to it. So I've seen it. I've seen it through my loved one. I've seen it through people in the street. I've seen it. So I know what it looks like. You know? So I don't think she put all this shit out there. I think she just wants the world to know that without putting everything out there, that she does love and sincerely care for her child, who is an adult now. And I believe she has taken accountability. And I think what parent doesn't want to have a relationship with their child? The only reason why a parent, and I am a parent, would not want a relationship with their child is if their child is just unhealthy and are battling things that could be harmful to the parents. And I don't think that means that they don't want to have a relationship, but they know that they're risking not just money, because that could be a possibility now, because I've lost jobs dropping what I was doing to take care and nurse back to health my loved one, just drop everything, no notice, no nothing, just how they're going to eat. And I just dropped everything. It cost me a lot. It cost me a lot and put me in very tight positions just for them to eat the soft foods and still curse me out and still go and use drugs. Like, what was the point of the cost? It would be worth it if they made a decision to not do the things that got them in that position in the first place. So perhaps that is the issue with him. I don't know. They haven't went into all of the details. And so people's perspective, oh, they shouldn't do this. Oh, she should just hug him. Oh, she should just do this. You don't know all of the details. So you can't say what she should do because we don't know all of the details. I believe she did what she felt was the best thing to do. Now, in regards to him, he's been going back and forth. It looked like the first video that he did, like he was actually talking to the camera and he was being genuine and just expressing himself. But the second video, when he had an issue with her posting previous conversation from a couple of years ago. And I don't know. I don't know whether they have talked since then or not. That I don't know. But what I can say is that he wasn't being genuine. He was looking and reading the whole script. He looked at the camera a few times. He looked at the camera where he said, me being a man, how I man is none of your business. He looked at the camera for that. And so there's a lot. There's a lot more to their story. And it ain't none of our business. But since we do know some parts of it, he wasn't being genuine. He wasn't being genuine. He just wasn't being genuine. He wasn't coming from the heart. He was reading something that was written. And did he even write it? Yes, it sounded great. Yes, it was very articulate. Yes, it was. But was it coming from his heart? Was it coming from his heart? I didn't hear her mention, and maybe she did, because I haven't been following verbatim, but I've kind of been sucked into the loop. Like a lot of us been sucked into the loop. And for me, it is very close to my heart because I have I have an adult son too. So of course my perspective, like I just said, is through my lens and through my experience. Okay, so that's how I'm looking at it. Nonetheless, like I didn't hear her even mention her granddaughter. Maybe y'all heard her mention the granddaughter, but he threw the daughter in there, and it's almost like manipulation. Oh, well, you ain't gonna see your granddaughter. I'll tell her about you because this is what I heard. It's not what he said, but this is what I heard. Well, because I don't want to have a relationship with you because I ain't really forgive you because I think you could be doing better for me. And I would be in a better position if you were doing better for me. And you just need to take me as I am. And because you don't want to take me as I am, whether I'm harmful to myself or to you, you ain't going to be in your granddaughter's life. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. You think that wasn't painful? You think that wasn't hurtful? You think that wasn't manipulative? You think that was right and fair? Because it ain't. But you want to look at the mama and blame the mama for everything. And mama just got to be like, listen, you can feel however you want to feel. But this is what's going on. And I will share a little bit of it to let you know. But you still going to feel how you feel. Like, unless you are a mother with an adult child that's having difficulties, you can't fathom it. You can't compare what Monique is going through with her adult son with you and your teenager, or you and your 10-year-old, and you or your 6 and 5-year-old as a mother. You just can't do it. You can't do it. You have no idea. You haven't gotten to this stage. And she may have said, yeah, I was on the road and I was working and I was this, that, and the other. But that don't mean that she was not loving and caring for her child. And to me, she was just like, fuck him. That's probably why she was going so fucking hard. But so that he could get out of those streets of Baltimore. I don't get it. Yeah, unless you lived in the hood. Unless you have a grown child of your own. You ain't gonna get it. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about that. People are entitled to their own feelings, but this is my feelings about it. And I just really wish them the best. I wish them both the best. I wish them healing. I wish them, I know nothing. God. Thank you, bye. There's a little plug that might have tried, whatever little bug that may have tried to take up occupancy, my body like, yeah, we relax now. We relax, we cool, we calm, we collected, and yeah, we ain't pumping no more stress hormones. So that was fighting whatever that little bug is, which that little bug would have never even got a leeway if my stress levels didn't rise up. But I think anybody's stress levels will rise up if somebody threatens them. Like, I think anybody's stress levels will rise up. And it brought to attention things that I needed to dislodge. And I've been saying that. I've been saying that through my healing process. There are things, a lot of things that I have gotten up from within me. But there's stuff that's in crevices, that has been stuffed into crevices so tight within that I may not even be aware that they're there. But they came to the surface today because I felt that feeling, and that feeling of I have to fight just for peace, or fight just for safety, or fight just for security, or fight just to be myself. That feeling, that ain't a good feeling. That don't feel good. That don't feel good. It just wasn't. It just don't. You know, it feels good to be free. It feels good to have freedom. It feels good to have peace, you know? And some people don't understand that, you know? But I'm very purposeful and very intentional about my peace, about the spaces that I occupy, even about what I watch. Like, I won't watch certain things because it may be too violent. It may put images in my mind that I don't want to put in my mind. It may be too gruesome. I don't watch it. I don't watch it. I don't watch it. I don't watch it. And I grew up watching what's her name? Angela Landry and Columbus and Knight Rider and all type of stuff like that. And even though back then they wasn't as graphical as they are now, you know what I mean? Like, but still, I like stuff like true crime and shit like that, but I ain't gonna watch it. I ain't gonna watch it. I ain't gonna watch what's the one that they do? Damn, I can't even think of the name of it. But I like shows where there's vigilantes. I like shows like that. But today's shows that have vigilante parts in it, they get gruesome. They show you the daggone crime scene. It's in detail. I don't want those images. I'm good. Let me watch some family. Let me watch some Martin. Let me watch a couple. Okay? Let me put different images in my mind than just any images because it's entertaining. No. When you learn how the mind operates and you know about energy, you can't act like you don't. You can't act like you don't. You can't be like, oh, it's no big deal. Nah, it affects you. It's suggestive. I was just part of a research that I knew I was part of. I gotta laugh. I was part of a research for a university. And they named it when they put the paper up, because I remember seeing the paper. I remember it was a Sunday. I was downtown in this big city. I went and got me some coffee, and I was like, until this phase is done in my life, this is what I'm gonna do for my peace. Like, I'm gonna get out, I'm gonna come get some of my favorite coffee. The city, even though it's a big city, Sunday is quiet, you know, nothing's going on, so I get to go around the big buildings and kind of just, you know, chill out. And that's what I did. I found a little nook. I could sit there in that little nook and do some video content creating, and that's what I was doing. And it's right near one of my favorite historical buildings. And I was on my way to the historical building, and instead of me going the front way like I normally did, I was like, you know what? Let me go the Halsley way. So I'm going the Halsley way, and I'm just taking in the atmosphere. La, la, la. I got my coffee. La, la, la. I see a paper. Paid research study. For decision making. I said, oh, okay. They were like, this is the criteria. So I called them, and the guy called me back. And he sounds like a white guy, but then I come and see that he's not a white guy, he's a chocolate guy. But I think, anyway, he's young, yeah, probably late 20s, early 30s, young. And so anyway, I signed up for it, and when I first get there, like I fit the criteria because I'm the control. I put it together that I'm the control because once I'm there now, there's all of these things that's inside of the disclosure, and I was like, wait a minute now. That stuff is not applicable to me. And they was like, we know. So we're researching 300 people that is applicable to, and then we're researching 300 people that is not applicable to. I said, I'm the control. Okay. All right. Let's go on with this. And it got to a point where they were like very suggestive. They weren't like, if this was the case, what would you choose? They were like, listen, this is what the studies have said, and this is what it is. So what do you choose? Nothing. That ain't what it is for me. What study said that? That's not applicable. What's these questions asking me? Huh? What? No. I quickly abort. I'm not interested. What? And I let them know. I was like, what the hell is that about? And they was like, oh, we're so sorry you felt uncomfortable. I don't feel uncomfortable, but I know how the mind works. And I even asked them, like, okay, you're doing neuroscience. Have you studied behind a neuroscientist, Joseph Dispenza? And they're like, no. Well, you need to go study that, brother. Because this shit y'all doing is like elementary. This stuff it literally was elementary. Like the programs and the images, like some of the stuff was on a computer. It was like, oh, if a person don't have this goddamn issue, what the hell? You sure trying to plant that seed? Maybe you're not doing it on purpose, but why are these questions structured like this? No. And they made, just suggestions, and I was just like, no, that may be what the study says, but they was like, people like you. What do you mean people like me? Americans? Women? Brown women? What do you mean people like me? They was like, well, we don't know the details of the people, like, man, bye. Y'all keep that little $30. Y'all keep that little $30. I'll find another way. So I think it was 2 hours. So it was like $15 an hour. Yeah, I'm good. That's minimum wage. Y'all not even really. No, I'm good. The biggest bonus to that was the guy. Because, I like smart people. I like intelligent people. And I was like, he reminds me of one of my lovers from the past, from the way, way past. He reminds me of a guy. I wouldn't even say I dated this guy. A guy I used to deal with named Boo Boo. That's what that guy reminded me of. He reminded me of Boo Boo. Boo Boo was super intelligent too. He got sucked into the Hebrew religion, and that was it. I'll be happy. I think he's happy. But I don't know if y'all know about that religion. But if you live in big cities, you see them standing outside with their dresses on and stuff, and they like, the white man is the devil. And it's 2024. You can't take up that position right at this moment in time. Any position of separation, unless it's separation in regards to health and peace and things of that sort, like peace and love and joy and happiness and all those things. Those are universal things that are available to us all, right? And we kind of got to invoke those things from within. But there are people who don't want to accept that. There are people that don't want to accept that peace and love and joy and happiness and health and abundance is universal. Some people want to feel like only a certain group of people should have that. And some people feel like, they just don't want to accept it. They feel like they don't deserve it for whatever reason. And that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing that type of separation that's happening, where people want to hold to the old. They don't want to embrace the new. But even the book of Revelation says it's going to be a new earth. And people like to put the context of New World Order into a negative context. But it's how you perceive it to be. Because if you perceive it to be negative, then it's going to be negative. But new, doesn't have to be negative. New can be better. New can be peace, universal love, universal joy, universal happiness, universal health. Like, that could be what the new world is. It's possible, but we have to make it that way. People have to decide to make it that way. And the thing is, right now, there are millions of people that are meditating on a daily basis, doing spiritual practices and holding that good energy. And while them holding that good energy and that frequency of the peace and of the love and of the acceptance and of the good vibrations, them holding these vibrations and these frequencies is bringing a lot of stuff to surface. And I appreciate it, because I want to get all the gunk about of me. I want it all out. I want all total peace, absolute joy, absolute happiness, absolute peace, joy, happiness in my physical apparatus, all of that. When people throw stuff at me, I see it, I recognize it, but it doesn't affect me, no matter who they are. And I believe that is my stage of evolution that I'm at right now. Because if a stranger would have said any of the things that my loved ones said to me these past few days, I don't think I would have been affected by it at all. I would have been like, whatever. They literally walked in here. Now, mind you, this is their exact words. They walked in here after they've been out there doing God knows what, around God knows who, and said, ooh, this place looks like one of those places where you can't afford a washing machine and you hanging up your clothes all over the place. It looks like that. How do you see that in a brand new building? Not only how do you see that in a brand new building, how do you see that in there's no clothes hanging up? I was like, what do you mean? There ain't no clothes hanging up, so how would it look like that? And they laughed it off. What? What you just said? Wait a minute now. Is you hallucinating? Or you just purposely, or maybe unintentionally, throwing darts? Because, what? I'm good. I love you. I'm good. I will do my very best to imagine this individual completely healed, completely whole. And I will say this, that it is easier to imagine this for them when I'm not looking at the opposite. Because that shit right there, I'm not saying that's a skill that I will never have, because I do see good in people, even when they are misbehaving. But it's tricky when the misbehavior is consistent. It's tricky, So I'd rather just see it in my mind's eye. Them whole, them healthy, them purposely getting around men. I pray to God that they get it, whatever they're going through, that they're victorious and that they're able to take part of Queen of Fua's son's workshop. But there's so many other workshops. I just feel his workshop would be very dynamic because of his personal experience. And I think his personal experience gives him a different dynamic than people who have never lived in the hood. If you've never lived in the hood, you've never experienced the hood, then your dynamics of healing is beneficial. But beneficial to who? You just can't deal with certain criteria because you don't have that experience. And yes, healing and love and peace is universal, but how do you break down things to individuals who have a different perspective? You have to speak their language, and he can speak that language, and he's serious about it. And I love that about him. I love that he's versatile. He can speak that language, and that he has grown from there. I'm a little nosy. I'm so nosy because I seen him get a little boo thing, and he was like, this is my boo, and they look so good together. And I watched him go from rah to calm and cool and collected. I was like, yes, he has his divine partner. Do they want a sister wife? No. They won't accept me because I eat bacon. But I enjoy watching their love and their partnership. And then I stopped seeing her, and I was like, where'd she go? She's still around. I want to be nosy. She's still there. I ain't see her in the birthday pictures or nothing. What's going on? Where's she at? Was she taking the pictures? Like, I don't know. I'm nosy. But nonetheless, it's always good to see black love. It just always is, It's work. I know it's work, but I know that when both people are working at it together, it's a beautiful thing. And just love, period, is a beautiful thing. Thank you, Trinice Jackson. I appreciate that, love. So where are you checking in from? I got 2 people on here. Oh, shit. The more I share, I don't know where this about to go to. I have no idea. But I'm going to ride the wave. I should get on TikTok. TikTok has been quite fun lately. But I don't even know if I have plugged up my devices. Today got I guess today went the way it was supposed to go. I don't know what I avoided. But I'm glad I followed that so that I could calibrate this. And I didn't have to come back. I didn't have to go out and come back to any hostility or anything of that sort. I had to recalibrate the energy. And even though, yes, I prayed and I mopped and I did all of that, I was still yeah, what frequency is being exemplified, Peace and love. But some of my gunk definitely came to the surface because it had to come to the surface for releasement. And I really genuinely am going to be diligent in imagining the best. But I'm also going to imagine the best for me. And that's it. Our minds are powerful and they can serve us well, but we have to train them. You love Jesus too. That's good for you. Trinice, you didn't tell me where you were from. You didn't answer my question. I hope you love yourself. Because this ain't that type of channel. It's very spiritual, yes. I'm going to talk about spirituality. I'm going to talk about metaphysics. I may talk about religion, but I'm not going to talk about religion in the regards to saying this is the way you should go. Because here's the thing. First of all, Jesus, the Christ, was an individual who achieved enlightenment, right? and Jesus wasn't even his name. Oh, you can't. It's impossible. It's impossible, hen dog. If you hate yourself, you can't love Jesus. It's impossible. How you love something outside of yourself and don't love you? That's that. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. Don't work like that. If you hate yourself, you hate Jesus too, baby. That's just what it is. But here's the thing: hate and love is basically the same energy, just on a different frequency. That's why it's so powerful. That's why it's so powerful. But you can't love Jesus and hate yourself. Impossible. Yeah, it don't work like that at all. I mean, here's how powerful the mind is. If you think it works like that for you, that's how it's going to work like. Because a woman is how they think they are. So if you think you can hate yourself and love something else, then that's going to be your reality. But that's your life. I ain't here to judge you. I ain't here to judge nobody. But true love comes from within. True love comes from within. So you must love yourself. And why do you hate yourself? Why do you hate you? Where are these little comments at? What's his name? Hen dog. Why do you hate yourself, hen dog? Let's have a dialogue. Why do you hate you? I love me. Accurately, you it. Then don't call me you. Why do you? You are you. You not me. You a it. Why does hen dog call itself it? Hen dog, I think you need to go see a therapist. I'm not a therapist. I'm not one. Bye. Do you see that coming? Trinise, am I signed to what? Oh, it's about to get funny. So long. Farewell. Let's look at the what you call it. I want to see the little emoji. He said, or she said, or it said. Ooh, the condition of the world, baby. The condition of the world. I pray it better. We all have the ability to have love within ourselves, because that's where it starts at. That's where it starts at. You can say one thing, but if you don't feel love for yourself, if you don't feel love for you, because I feel love for me. I really do. Through all of the challenges, through all of the hiccups that I have experienced, I love me. I love me. And I've seen a lot of different things. Baby. Oh yes, I've seen a lot of different things. And I love me. And I've experienced a lot of different things too. I'm in America. And I did not come from a middle class family. I don't even know what that is. What does that even, what is the definition of a middle class family? Somebody living in the suburbs, or, 2-income family? No. Let me tell you, oh my God, in America. For a place, I gotta you see how y'all have sucked me into politics? It's one of my secret passions. I'll be like, I don't want to do it. Politics be like, yes, you do. You like it. You love it. And I'm like, I do, because I can fix a lot of shit if you just would sit down and listen, because it's not that complicated. But here's one thing. I don't even know if we have adopted any new states, okay? Because I'm not in the current affairs. What I do know about current affairs is that our past POTUS is being indicted for criminal charges. That's what I know. That's what I know. And that seems like a shit show to me. But a good shit show, because probably a lot of different other POTUSes should have been indicted too, right? So, needless, we ain't gonna get into that part of politics. But just think about the idea of union, united. What does unity mean? It means working together. There's one constitution for the republic, which is the governance of the United States of America. So the states should kind of be united. You don't gotta be replicas of each other. You know, they different shapes and there's different climates and different resources in different states. So that should set, you know, differences amongst the states. But wow, quality of living in certain states. I don't know where this young lady lives at. Her name is, oh God, Mez. Oh God, I only watched one of her things, but I follow her. I subscribe to her. She was like, let me give you a tour of my home and the projects. And I was like, I want to see. And so she's like, this is my back door. As soon as she said her back door, I was like, yeah, she ain't in New York. She ain't in New York. We don't got no back doors. We may have a back door to the building. We ain't got no back doors to our personal units. Man, I'm nosy to see. I've seen nice projects in Pennsylvania, and they had the back doors. They had back doors and front doors, and upstairs and downstairs, and 2 bathrooms too. So I'm like, it's similar, spacious. Let me see these projects. Shit, man, if I was raised in projects like that, I just don't know. I don't know if I would have be as ambitious as I am. I just don't know. So anyway, she walks us through. She shows us the back door. She got patio area back there. It's concreted, you know. She brings us into the kitchen. It's nice. She got all her appliances, dishwasher, stove, refrigerator, microwave, and it's enough space in her kitchen where she could put a whole table there. So she got a dining room set. The kitchen's big. And she got 2 pantries. And then I see the closet. I was wondering, before she went into the closet, I was like, what's in that closet though? Like, did they hang up coats in there or something like that? She opened the closet. You wouldn't know what was in the closet? Baby, she had a whole washer and dryer in that motherfucker. I was like, what state is this? What state is this? Tell me the state, because what I heard, is that, I ain't gonna tell y'all what I heard, because that might be putting y'all too much in my business, but, what state is that, ma'am? Ma'am, what state is that? Oh, it was nice. It was so nice. Like, washer and dryer, you don't understand how much laundry I have right now and how much laundry detergent I have right now. But I'm in a state-of-the-art building, which I love, and I'm grateful for it. But I can't take $1 and add cash to the card. I have to have a debit card in order to add money to the card. And I was trying to figure it out, and I tried to use a bought debit card. Like, you know, you buy a debit card from like a drugstore like Rite Aid or Walgreens, and I couldn't add that card. I was just like frustrated. It took me hours to try to do it. I got so pissed off that I shredded it. I shredded the freaking card. I have a shredder too. I just looked at it. I put it in a shredder, and then I was like, I ain't using this daggone this daggone laundromat. There's one right across the street until I went across the street. And they got good machines, people. Don't get me wrong, they got good machines, but they got a whole lot of other shit going on. And when I walked over there, my bright self and cheerful, chipper self, people was like, "The hell is this shit coming up in here?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm all the way good. I don't want to wash my clothes with that. It's like going to the gym. There was a gym in the hood called Blink. It's still there. It's right in East Orange, New Jersey. And I went there and it was like the eyeballs. It felt like I was at a slaughterhouse and I was the piece of meat. It was like, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? And that's how I was at the laundromat. I mean, their necks wasn't breaking, thank God, because I had my adult son with me, so they didn't know the dynamics. They ain't like, "That's her dude. I don't know if that's her dude or not. I don't know. I don't know if that's her dude or not." But it was like, hell nah. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna figure this shit out here. But the pleasure of in your own, you behind your own closed doors. You could be in your pajamas, okay? You could be in anything. You could be barefooted, and you just be put on some music, pour you a glass of wine, and washing your clothes, drying your clothes, and folding your clothes. Woo! The joy. Woo! Just the thought of it brought me joy. Just the thought of it. So I know I seem very feminine right now. Very housewifey right now. But that shit bring me joy. Okay? Because we gotta do laundry anyway. And I prefer to do my own. Because I like to smell it when it comes out of the dryer. And I love Gain. I don't care what nobody says. I tried Purcell. Purcell's good. But if I got to the point where, I'm in my house and I have my own washer and dryer, I might use Purcell like the first set to get the cleansiness, but I still want that smell of Gain. Gain just have a smell like, it makes me want to go get my dryer sheets right now and just, I just got an idea. I just got an idea. It's about to be Gain. It's about to smell like Gain through. I'm about to aromatherapy this bitch right now. It's a little secret. It's a hood secret, but it's a secret. And somebody taught me how to make the house smell really good. You put a little fabric softener in a pot and boil it with water. Magic. That's what we're about to do. But that's how it would be like doing my laundry. Like I saw a picture of me doing my laundry. So anyway, she showed us her whole home and it was so beautiful. She had even a little office space. I was like, who designed this place? So big ass kitchen. We could fit a dining room table in it, 4 tables, so enough room for her and her 2 children to sit down and have dinner at the table every freaking night, whether she cooked every night or not, because I believe in cooking large amounts so we can have leftovers. You don't gotta be over the stove every day, right? And I do also believe in taking a day off. But like, really, it was a home. It was a home. She made it into a home, and then she went upstairs, and upstairs was 1 bathroom, and then her son's room and her daughter's room. She didn't show the daughter's room, and then she went to her room. When she went to her room, what? Her closet was so big, she put a dresser in there, and she gave me ideas because see, my rooms here are not big, and I was like thinking like, okay, bed, dresser, gonna take up a lot of space, but the closets are handpicked by God for me. So the closet, I'm like, yeah, I like this a whole lot. And the closets in the rooms are big enough to fit dressers. I never even thought of putting a dresser inside of a closet. And now, thanks to that good sister, I'm doing it. I don't know when. I have not done my taxes. My plans is when I do my taxes to furnish the place. Because this chair, I'm glad I took these chairs. These chairs, I almost left them. Oh yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I wish I could have took my couch even though it was old and it was leather and I messed up the leather because I got it wet and I didn't treat it. But it had a recliner and I loved it. Loved it a lot. I just couldn't take it because I couldn't take it, so I left it. And I left my bed, and because I knew the space was going to be sitting, and I had a neighbor that was what can I call this person? A drifter. I had a neighbor who was a drifter. And he got can I unpack a little bit? This is my channel, right? It's my channel. I can talk shit. They're gonna be like, ooh, I don't know who be really watching, who gonna ever watch it. But fuck it, I'm gonna just put it out there. I gave this neighbor a nickname. His nickname was called Yonder. The people that was my close friends at that time, they knew who the fuck, well, they thought they knew who the fuck Yonder was. One person was like, is that Yonder? And I was like, that ain't Yonder, that's my damn brother. The hell? Why would you think? Let me tell you about Yonder. Yonder's a drifter, right? But, and if you don't know what a drifter is a person who just is not like solid, you know? Like they just ain't solid. It's hard to describe. I don't want to get into what a drifter is. I want to talk about the good qualities of Yonder. So Yonder was away. He was on vacation, right? I have a weakness, baby. And my weakness is from my experience from growing up in the hood. That when a motherfucker do a little vacation and they've been taking care of themselves and they come out and they got all that tension built up, even though they might have been, releasing manually, and who knows what's happening nowadays, because nowadays it ain't like I was back in the days. It wasn't like I was 10 years ago. Like 10 years ago was different. You gotta be really solid because they got men that look like women now at those vacation sites. If you want, you know what I'm saying, vacation. I ain't talking about motherfucking Hawaii, okay? I'm talking about them other vacations, the vacations that you don't plan to go to, but you there. That was those vacations, that vacation, right? So, anyway, they come out, they be buff. Ooh, they be strong. They be strong. I think, and I could be wrong, I could be fucking wrong. If they haven't done it chronically, like going back and forth, they just fucked up and they will wake up a time and they really thought like, I ain't ever going back to that shit. I'm gonna get my life together. Which, from what I've witnessed, all the men that I've witnessed, and it wasn't like a lot of them, but the ones that I did witness, like, that's how they live. They just turned a new leaf. For example, my ex did 24 years, and I didn't even know he did 24 years. I would have never knew until he said it. Because he was in a supervisor position, he was coming to work every day, and he stayed with a good job. And he had life parole, but he did so good that that shit got taken back. So listen, ain't no excuse. Whatever you make up your mind to do, you can do. They told him he had life parole, and then he did so good, they took that shit back. And he just stayed out of trouble. His situation was different though. He defended his life. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. But, he just had that that big strongness, that's before gym stuff got, popular like it is now. Now, like, working out is popular, so you find buff all around. But so I remember the day that I was coming from work, la la la, and I just see this buffness from a distance, like, I don't know, it's springtime, and the motherfucker just had on a tight ass, this was big, like, his muscle was just like, whoa, and I was like, who that? I was like, oh, what? Who that? And I could tell, like, this motherfucker just came home. I could tell. I was like, whoa. One of my weaknesses right there, right there, right there, right there. Because they just want to be, they just so extra loving and gentle. And I feel like if you get I ain't trying to throw no shade, but if you get a good woman that's like, ain't wrapped up with everybody else is doing, and she ain't part of that scene, that drug scene, then you gonna do good. You know what I mean? You gonna do good. You gonna do good. Be alright. You know, like my ex is alright right now. Even though we haven't been together for 3, 4. We've been together for 4 years. We broke up since 4 years. He just called me like a month ago. And the only reason why he on the shit list right now, because I was trying to be friends with him, was that he trying to play me. I mean, what are you trying to play me for? You know? He came home 8 years ago, so I got him when he first came home. So, you know, he had this grade A. Man. Let me tell you, a homosexual guy, I ain't gonna mention who he is, but he's relative, basically. He told me, you don't know the power of the pussy. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. Can I say that on YouTube without getting flagged? He said, you don't know the power of it. Because if I had one, I'd be out here doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I just listened to him because I was like, wait a minute now. Really? You know, I'd be laughing like, but inside I was like, you better do my folks right. Because they're relatives through marriage. And I was just in the back of my head like, watching you. So anyway, but I know. Oh, I know. That's why it be cha-cha-cha-chang. It be under wraps. That's why it ain't friendly at all. It ain't friendly at all. Monique said her husband told her she just had friendly pussy. Can I say? I don't know. She just had friendly kitty cat. Mine ain't friendly at all. She nice. She's wonderful. She's amazing. But friendly? Nope. That ain't what the word I would associate with her at all. But anyway, yeah, you know, he had some of that specialness. So, you know, he's been doing good. He went from supervisor position to post office position to like, he know. And I ain't taking away from the other individual, the triangle, because we were a triangle for a little while, you know, me and his baby mama, you know, she had obviously some very good yoni. Hey, I can say yoni. She has some good yoni too, you know. So he was good. What? You got 2 good yonis? Oh, hey, sky's the limit. Ain't no limit, sir. You got it, you know. I call him Sexy Chocolate. That's his nickname. But let's get back to Yonder, right? So Yonder was so buff, and I was like, who is Yonder to this person that's next door to me? I thought that Yonder was, and I talked about this in my audios, but who's gonna go through all my audios and listen? I don't know. You want to see a face, right? I thought Yonder was a relative at first. I was like, ooh, if that's their relative, I'm nosy. I ain't that nosy, but I was just like, if that's their relative, I'll be like, yo, what up with your cousin? What up with your cousin? So that was the first impression. And then the second one was Yonder was opening the door, being a gentleman, and I saw Yonder make a kiss. I was like, oh, I respect it. That ain't her cousin. That her man. All right. I respect it, right? And that's how it was. It was like, okay, I respect it. Fell back. I wasn't like forward anyway, but if it was her cousin, I'm just saying, if it was her cousin, but I respect love. I respect black love. So I just admire from a distance, but there were certain things I would see from a distance. Like, I saw him intoxicated a few times, and I was just like, Nah. Flag, 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 flag. And I didn't know that she was in that type of lifestyle. Like, I heard it through the grapevine because we really had nothing in common aside the fact of us both being this color and living next door to each other and being mothers. And I think that was where we connected at. We connected as mothers. She was sitting outside one day. I was pulling up and parking, and she started telling me about her grown child. And I was like, yeah, I got a grown child too, you know. And she was like, yeah, her grown child though, husband was killed, and yada yada yada. And I was like, dang. So I knew she was carrying that weight and carrying that pain so she could feel better. And I was like, you know, I'm gonna pray for her. And before I moved, I watched that young lady get on her 2 feet. You know, I watched that young lady go to work, and I watched that. I think the young lady even had a baby, and I never saw the baby. I always wanted to see the baby. What happened to the baby? I always wanted to see the baby. I was so happy when I saw her pregnant. I was just like, life, 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 life. I felt good for her. I felt so good for her, you know. And then I heard through the grapevine that her mom was into those drugs, and her grandfather was into the drugs. And I'm like, damn. Beautiful. The mother just seemed like a beautiful person. And I guess once Yonder got into the drugs, it was like it took him different places and spaces. And so he became a drifter. And I knew he was going to try to drift his behind and be nosy in that space that I left. And I ain't have really no allies left there that I knew of. So what I did was I threw my shit out. I threw my bed out. I couldn't bring it. I threw it out. And that was that, you know. And it's a shame. It's a shame when people allow things to do to themselves. But they could come back. They could come back from it. I was on the bus recently, maybe about a week or so ago. A guy came. You could tell this guy lived outside. And he asked me for money. And there was a bus full of people. And I got on the bus, and he came from the back and came straight to me. So that's how my light emanates, right? And when he came to me, and he asked me for some money, I was like, I don't got no money. I got some food stamps though. We buy a store, I'll buy you a sandwich or something, you know? So he was like, well, if you ride into the stop, there's a store there. You know, very humbly he asked me, and I went into the store, and I felt away, but I had to like recognize that I can't feel away, because even though I bought him a sandwich and a juice and the chips, he was in there stealing. He was in there pocketing mad shit, pocket. And I just looked at the lady at the cash register, and I was like, I apologize. I did not know he was gonna do that. And then my son was like, you don't ever know what people like that gonna do. And it's like, noted. Noted, because he didn't get there overnight. He got there, and I always let him know, listen, these people you see out here, they didn't just wake up one day and was there. They ended up being there because they kept making choices that ended up there repeatedly. It wasn't just one choice. It was a repeated choice over and over again. Because it's one thing to struggle with substance abuse, but it's another thing to not be victorious. So ironically, how this all ties in together, ironically, I gave him a word, because something was on my spirit, like, give him a word of encouragement. Like, brother, whenever you're ready, you can stop. You can make a better life. As I was saying that to him, another black man was walking in the store. I was about to exit the store. He was going around the store, and I caught him before he went around, just put more shit in his pocket. And I thought he was going at first to warm up the daggone hamburger. But anyway, that's how my February started, people. He, the brother coming in, heard me say that. He said, I used to be just like him. This brother was dressed. He looked like he was going to work. So it's possible. I've seen it. 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 It is so possible. It is so possible to get beyond that. It is so possible to be victorious. It is so possible to be victorious, but you have to do the work. And the brother, he said, now I go out and I dance for fun. There's things you can do for fun. There's healthy ways to have the hormone of dopamine flowing through your body. You don't have to put a substance that's going to fuck up your mind just to feel good. You just don't have to do that. There's options out there. There's healthy things to do to get more of a blast. It's healthy things to do. Dancing, singing, painting, drawing, going out into nature and sitting on the goddamn grass. It's healthy things to do to get dopamine going through your body naturally. You don't gotta put a substance in your body to get dopamine flowing through your body, because that substance has a side effect. And that side effect is what fucks up shit, because you need your mind. And you can have your mind, and you can train your mind in the right direction. It's all these good things are possible for any and everybody. So because that brother made that statement to share that with me, I told him, share that with that brother back there. Because see, sometimes people take for granted hearing the absolute truth from an individual when, number one, they ain't ready to hear it, and number two, they feel like, you don't know what I'm going through. And I had to come to the point with my loved one, that was a lot of what they felt from me. They was like, you don't know. And I was like, you're right, I don't know. But this is what I do know. The things, the life principles that I'm sharing are universal. They're not just for people with that challenge. They're universal. They apply to all challenges. Ooh, excuse me. They apply to all challenges. They don't apply just to that one thing. But if you rather hear this truth from somebody who's been there and passed it, then go ahead. Go ahead and find that person. Go ahead. They out there. They're working somewhere. Helping and counseling people. They there. They're available for you. But you gotta want it. You gotta want it. You gotta do the work. So I'm gonna sign off now because I wanna set that atmosphere. Get some aromatherapy. Aromatherapy popping. Ooh. That was gross. That was intimate, right? Excuse me. and pull out some bleach. I'm like, dang. My body don't be playing. That's for one thing. It don't be playing. It violently gets rid of whatever the fuck it needs to get rid of. I think that nap was like one of the best things ever I did. Cause, whoo, it was all up in here. My bad. I was looking up at, that's my tablet. I gotta remember, look to the right in the center. Cause I was looking up. I'm like, how can I look like I'm just looking up in the air? Because the camera ain't up there. Yeah, I had to bleach. I had to bleach that space. And I'm like, my body was not playing at all. All of this was just all filled. Like, my body was like, oh, you resting? Good, we got you. Pop, 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 pop. Kicking that little bug behind. And so I got up and I was stuffy. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Why am I stuffy? I didn't even go nowhere. And I realized, but I invited somebody and they were in a hospital and they no telling. But typically, because my vibration and my frequency is at a certain level, I could go sit at a hospital with them. Not that I'm going to do that, but because my frequency is at a certain level, like, I'm not affected. I could go in public places. I don't have to mask up or any of that. But your frequency has to be there. Like, you have to maintain that frequency, a certain vibration, because as soon as your vibration lowers, and especially if you introduce those stress hormones to your body, and not on purpose, but because you allow yourself to get upset, or there's a stressful situation, so now your body went into fight or flight mode, then your immune system becomes open. And that's what happened. That's exactly what happened today. But I was able to get my frequency back in order. I was able to say, listen, let me just take a break from this person, because I'll say something encouraging and they'll be like, okay, and then they'll still do some fuckboy shit and be like, so I did some fuckboy shit, you good? And I'm like, steam flying out my ears and shit. So I was like, no. I can't continue. Like, you don't understand. You playing with fire with gasoline drawers on. I'ma be the fire and dance my fiery ass up over here. Simmer this motherfucking fire down, okay? Turn it into a violet flame, a healing flame, and take a nap, watch some funny shit. I know how to get my vibration right. Eat some Cinex, have one of my favorite beverages, which is coffee, and cause that's what I got. That's what I have. And enjoy it and drink my water and laugh and listen to my positive stuff and sleep. So that's what I ended up doing. And when I got up, my body had went into, I guess, battle mode while I was taking that nap. So that little germ is dead. My body like, all right, time to go. Pew, pew. So I'm like, it was like, first it was like a drip, and now it's clear. But what you just witnessed, if you witnessed, was that I inhaled. When I inhaled, whatever was in here went to the back of my throat. And I was like, ooh, I gotta get that out. So when I went to go get that out, I don't know if y'all heard me in the bathroom. The bathroom ain't too far from here. When I went to get that out, my body was violent, like that's how the sneeze was. I was like, oh. I was like, okay, what else did I do? I didn't just allow this person into my personal space, but then I went to the space where they were, who knows, coughing, whatever. So I got my good old bleach. And I commenced to spraying all over that motherfucker place. And I don't know if anything is streaked up or what, but I sprayed all over that bitch, and I sprayed the motherfucking heat thing too. Because, Either my vibes are good, it's good to keep staying sanitized too. So anyway, I'm glad I have this platform to sit and talk with people, and sending love to Hen Dog, It, and Trinice Jackson. Who knows? People be making up names and picking personas and all of that stuff, and it's okay. But at the end of the day, whatever you present to the world is a presentation of you, and you may not like yourself, but I encourage you to love yourself. I encourage you to fall in love with you. I encourage you to take time with you. I encourage you to reduce your screen time. If you're truly feeling that way, reduce your screen time, because what you're only going to see is examples of things that you're not. But you could be any of those things. You could be an influencer. You could be whatever you want to be. But you have to love yourself. Like, that's important. It's important to love yourself. So reduce that time and start looking in the mirror. Start looking in the mirror. Start really sitting with yourself. Start asking yourself why you feel the way you feel about yourself. Are it because of things you have done? Is it because of things that were done to you? Is it past experiences? Because you are not those things. You are not your bad choices. You are not your bad decisions. You are not your bad experiences. You are who you are. But you have to walk in that truth of you. You have to get to know that divine part of yourself. And how you get to know that is spending time. Spending time with the divine part of you. That is your larger part. That is the part that is flawless. That is a part that's within everyone. That is the part that will give you clarity to anything else and let you know and remind you that you're not those things. And you can absolutely change from those things. But the choice is yours, because you have the free will. So you can choose whatever you want. That being with your divine is not going to propel you to choose things that are unhealthy for yourself. Because the divine just wants what's best for you. And you'll know that. But you have to quiet the outside noise to hear it clearly. I encourage you all to do that. Sending love to you all. And catch you all next time. Thank you for tuning in.